My name is Tommy Palm. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Resolution Games. I'm mostly here for meetings and listen to the updates, but we're still showing our game Bait. It's a fishing game that we released earlier this year. It's had more than 700,000 downloads so far.
So what was it like making a game for Samsung Gear VR?
Well, me and my team had been working a lot with making games for mobile phones before, so we're kind of used to the hard restrictions on performance, and we kind of enjoy working with those frames within those limits. But for us, it's been a really great device. You are there inside the game world, and it's an amazing experience what you can do already with this first generation of VR headsets.
You talk about what Oculus and Samsung provided in terms of tech and support to make your game a reality.
Well, we've been using a game engine called Unity, so that's been very helpful. And then we have basically just been in contact a little bit with Samsung and Oculus to show them early versions of the game, but it's a very fluent process these days. You basically just upload it to the internet and push a button, and it's ready to go for the entire world.
We'll talk about what it's like working in the mobile space specifically, because like you said before, there are a lot of restrictions because you're limited by the hardware capability.
Yes, so obviously mobile hardware has much more restraints to it when it comes to performance. Typically we can squeeze out about 50,000 polygons or 50 draw calls per scene, so that's kind of a hard limitation that you need to work within. So it's really important to design all the graphics so that it works in an environment that is about 200 times weaker than a normal PC would be.
What do you think platforms like Oculus and HTC Vive will open up for you in the future if you decide to ever go console or bigger platform?
Well, obviously a lot more performance, but there is also positional tracking, which is a huge thing in VR. The fact that you can actually move your head around and look from a different angle. That's not possible with mobile VR at this point. I'm very excited to see the touch controllers coming out. It will be a very natural interface when you can see and use your hands. That's one of the things that we see in user tests, that first-time users of VR often look at their hands, try to see them, and then they can't, and they have to be restricted to a single button instead, which is much more tricky, of course.
Where would you like to see VR 5 years from now, more specifically mobile VR?
Yeah, so I'm a big believer in that games is for everyone, and I think that mobile VR has a great opportunity to have a much lower, it's going to be much more accessible to mainstream audience because of lower price point and just simple to bring along with you, and much easier to get started with. So I'm hoping to see a great deal of interesting content that can fit everyone. So not only space shooters and other cool hardcore game that I myself am a big fan of, but I think we can draw in a lot of other people too.